All right, you guys. So I did install this overhead console. I swiped it out of a Suburban at the pick yard, and it was actually really easy to install. When you take it out, you'll see up here, there's actually plastic lips that go up and back. So you really only have to, once you get it set where you want it to be, mark it with a Sharpie or whatever, and I just cut a slit that, and there's two of them, there's one here and there's one on the other side. I cut a slit and I press the board up, and then that just folds up on the inside and sits down in there. Now I'd imagine if you have a droopy headboard, like the board itself is shot, you could probably just run some screws up through there and into the sheet metal. Just don't go too long so you don't pierce through the roof, obvious stuff. I only had to install one screw at the very front, right in there. And on the top side, there's actually the screw hole mount. And then there's this other piece of plastic that protrudes up a little bit higher. I just snipped it off, lined it up where I wanted it to be, make sure it was nice and center. I kind of used the mount for my, that as kind of a center guide to keep it where it wanted to be. But it came out well. I will put some LEDs in here to brighten it up a little bit, but it's kind of nice to have, you know, lights. Since I went with blue on everything else, I can still see what I'm doing. The wiring up was really simple because you have your dome light. I also typed the dome light out of the back of the Suburban and put that in there. So I have a lot of lighting for this little tiny cab. But that's a live wire. It's always live right there. So I just ran a wire up through here. I used a coat hanger, stretched my wire through, Murphy clipped it in back here, anchored it to the front. That single screw point right there, that's where I ran my ground, and that completes the circuit. So these are always on. So just make sure that you don't leave them on overnight because your battery will go dead, unlike your dome light right here. But it was, again, pretty simple install. Let's see, on the top side right here, this stuff right here, it actually protrudes up in there a little bit, so I did have to cut out some of the headboard back there. But I mean, it fits up just fine. It looks good. And I wish I had taken a video or some photos when I was installing it for y'all, but that's that. And I actually lucked out and got the blue because my interior is blue. That was the only one I found at the boneyard. The rest of them were all that ugly ash gray that is in all the Tahoe. So it looks good. We're gonna go ahead and pop that out. I got some gauges I want to put in there that'll be angled towards the driver, so it should look sharp. So that's that.